Hello and happy Tuesday. Welcome to the Life After Undergrad podcast. If you're coming from episode number 1, thank you for tagging along for another episode of my lovely voice. Well, to recap the last episode briefly, if you're not coming straight from the first episode, of course, I introduced myself and what this podcast is all about. Quickly to recap, I am Chnoa Manso, a licensed master social worker. I have obtained my MSW from Columbia University and my BSW from Sacred Heart University. Overall, this podcast serves as a resource to share insights, tips, and experiences I have had along the way or that have helped me through my journey. I would like to disclose that any insight or tips should be taken at your own discretion. The insights/tips that I do share have worked in my experience, but I know everybody is different and unique. So think about using these tips or insights, but tweaking them to the needs and or uniqueness and individuality you have within yourself, whether that's academic or self-care or just loving yourself. Being self-aware and reflecting upon your needs is crucial to get through this journey. Today, I specifically wanted to talk about my most recent experience attending the Wisdom Wednesday at Sacred Heart University's Multicultural Center, the second one of the semester, if I may add. So the topic of the week I covered in my most recent article, confidence. Confidence is something that I have struggled with as an emerging professional and student finding my way through my entire journey. Yes, I have had confident moments, but no one ever really tallies up a list of fails or wins and broadcasts them to the world. I mean, in a sense, like, yes, your resume is kind of that, but just realizing that these things aren't broadcasted. Meanwhile, you live with you every day. So you live with that fail, you live with that win, and you see the overall picture. You don't see just the highlights of a wins LinkedIn page, as an example. However, when it came to confidence, it really comes down to being trusting of your capabilities. Whether that's diving into a Western civilization class required by Sacred Heart University's prerequisite courses or foundational core classes, or driving. It's all about the optics of your capabilities and your perspective and being aware of the power you hold within yourself to then guide yourself. I think something super important within the journey that we also don't mention is how we can fail confidently, knowing that we have an opportunity to learn. And I'm not saying a failure can be defined as so many different things. Like a failure could really be defined as also not meeting a goal. And a goal can be established as my goal is to turn off the light every night. And if I don't do that, that's a failure in my goal. That is simply that. So thinking about how you can fail confidently or lean into uncomfortable situations and learn and really embrace the fact that you didn't know something, but you're willing to take a step and actually implement and learn these processes or these skills. Earlier, I mentioned driving. This was something that hindered my confidence in high school and even in college. My incapability to have a driver's license and quote unquote be good enough to drive and keep up with my peers was something that really hindered and affected me. I wanted to share some truths with you today. I didn't get my driver's license until 2023. I was a senior in college about to obtain a bachelor's degree confidently after my hurdles and pivots and couldn't operate a motorized vehicle properly. Honestly, now in 2025, I am by no means claiming to be an expert of anything regarding a motor vehicle. But over time, the uncomfortability, the nerves within the driving, and the experience went away. This was something my 16-year-old, 17-year-old, 18-year-old, 19-year-old, and 20-year-old self saw impossible. But I did it. And now I am in these roads as confident with myself as I can be. My senior year, I took the time, dedication, and got myself uncomfortable to get this goal of mine done. To feel like I prepared myself and provided myself with the accurate tools, the tools I needed to overall succeed. Sometimes you aren't ready for certain things until you are, is something that I really think about in my process of learning how to drive and emerging into my adulthood. I share this with you because if you are struggling in driving or in a part of your journey, just know that your journey is your own. Your timeline is your own. There is no specific right way to do something because everybody is unique. Everybody has different opportunities, skill sets, strengths. So I think taking that into account is something so important, especially as someone who is entering, emerging, or experiencing currently, or experiencing the after effects of what higher education or any college experience can bring to somebody. There's some research I did for this podcast episode specifically because I did want to bring some supportive evidence to the experience and the feeling that can come with a higher education journey. So while researching on educationdata.org, it shares a report that only 1 in 4 high school graduates who enrolled as college freshmen will graduate after 4 years. Now think about that. When you're in high school and you're applying to college, or if you didn't even think about college, but you're in there now, classroom, sitting around your peers, doing a collective assignment, and talking about maybe college or talking about what's next after high school. 1 in those 4 students that did then graduate high school and then went into college, then graduated. If you are somebody experiencing your journey and you are the 1 or you're the 3 of 4, just realize that you have an opportunity to take control of your situation no matter what it is. Now, another statistic I wanted to share was only 18% of bachelor's degrees are finished within 4 years. Now, again, this relates to the timeline aspect of what I was mentioning. Maybe even confidence. What is so mentioned? What is so common within the college experience? That it's done in what? It's done in 4 years. Well, that's not everybody's journey. And I think to be true and to be honest, it could be 4 years, it could be more. And it depends on not only the bachelor's degree, but what else do you want for yourself? How much are you willing to invest in yourself and your future and your passion? So overall, these statistics are showing and reflecting that there is no right journey along the way. As long as you accomplish your goals and build your confidence or accomplish these goals confidently in whatever program you decide, whether it's social work or not, just knowing that you are the only one living your life. You are the only one that is able to make the right decision for you because you know yourself the most. So, enter with confidence. And the Wisdom Wednesday really left me with such an impact. And I'm so glad I get to really revisit something that impacted me in such a way through my beginner years of being professional, because it really does give me insight and it builds my confidence to then provide a really great product for you all. So through your journey, whether it's as a student, as a professional, or anything in between, just know that I'm here to support you and I see you and I cannot wait to further support you and share more insight on what I've experienced. So thank you. And I look forward to having you come back to hear more soon.